everybody. My name is Raj Tulsiani. I'm the Chief Executive of Green Park, and I'm also acting as today's chair. Alongside with Javed of the Collaboratory, I'm also the co-founder of Race Equality Matters, an organisation that hopes to touch over 3 million lives this February in Race Equality Week. It's fantastic to have so many of you join us today for this very special #MyNameIs launch event. Collectively, you're representing more than 200 organisations in 100 different cities, from London to Portsmouth, to Aberdeen to Belfast, and as we've mentioned, both North and South Wales, and as far afield as Brussels, Toronto and Ottawa. It shows the universal appeal of today's theme. Before we start, a bit of housekeeping. We'll be recording this event for you to access later along with the slides. If you have any questions along the way, please do put them in the chat. Please do feel free to tweet and use social media content during or after the event. You'll see the handles on the right-hand side. But also, the basic principle of Race Equality Matters is to take things that work and amplify them. So if there's other people in your network or organizations who benefit from this or can, brain drain some of it to help unstick their organizations, then, that's what we're all about. We've been around for a while now. So hopefully today's event will be both fast-paced and interactive. For all of the events we run, we tend to start off with a quick poll to get people engaged. I'll give you a quick introduction to Race Equality Matters. Javed will then give you an overview of the My Name Is campaign and how to get involved. And you'll hear from our friends and colleagues at Transport for Wales who are already implementing it. So I think that's great to see a public service organisation right in front of the curve. So for those who may not have been to our events before, Javed and I and a number of other small minority-owned businesses created a Race Equality Matters last year in response to what we're now calling the moment. And no one on this call probably will need to be told what a massive jerk reaction there was to the murder of George Floyd and all the other social things that were happening in the pandemic. And, we were just frustrated to see black screens and people talking about how important equality was to them when they had unequal pay gaps and no representation at senior levels and massive disparities in how their staff and customers were being treated. So for us, we wanted to do something that was both not preachy, but really pragmatic and actually worked with other campaigns. It didn't take anything off anyone's table. It was designed to collaborate. It was designed to help organisations wherever they were in their diversity journey to actually do something real that would affect people. So we didn't just want to look back and see that at the end of that summer, it was another moment. We wanted to capture that energy and create the Race Equality Matters movement. Race Equality Matters has really always been about action, not just talking or PR gesturing or giving corporates a comfortable place to hide when they're doing very little that's recognised by their own staff and customers as progressive. By capturing and amplifying the voice of these communities, and I suppose at the moment we've probably got about 5,000 companies in this. We're hoping to get that to 7.5, and which will take us over the 3 million mark for people who actually are affected by this free service in February. But we've also been co-creating impactful concepts and networks within that, both for allies and one for around 750 ethnic minority network chairs to help them get some virtual support around being change agents in their organisations and working with Mental Health First England to ensure that they're actually not carrying the weight of that organisation's racial change journey. So we are not for profit. We aim to be a catalyst to help organisations who want to move and individuals who are really giving their time to move from conversations to meaningful action. And hopefully that's really having a meaningful aspect and impact. So we've got some more solutions in the pipeline at the moment. We have Race Equality Week, which as I said, we're hoping to touch 3 million workplace lives. Safe Space, the big promise. Safe Space Tea Break, which is sort of the 2020 version of Test cricket, I suppose. And today we're launching My Name Is. Again, all of these are free to take part in. If you do have an organisation who wants to contribute or sponsor or use some of the paid services, that's fabulous. But our principle is that we're here to help, not rinse money out of people. To help. Okay, so before Javed introduces you to this exciting new concept, we're going to just have a quick poll. Okay, so 51% ally, 49% equivalent, no one unwilling to say, which is a good sign of trust, as we all know from those percentages that come round and people are ticking other in their internal meeting, in their internal questionnaires. Okay, how well do you think your organisation tackles race equality? Not enough. Not enough is the leading one here, satisfactory at 26. So again, nice improvement, reasonably well, only 11%, but not at all, only 3%. So again, quite interesting. Leaders more comfortable about attacking about racial equality. Again, not comfortable, only 8%. So, marked difference from what we would have expected 3 years ago. Comfortable talking about race, probably around 47%, not really or not at all, and 19% very comfortable. Has your name ever been pronounced incorrectly? 63% of us are yes. Impact. I think this is quite interesting, isn't it? I felt disrespected, 22%. It impacts how I feel, 29%, and not feeling valued or important, 25%. So, broadly, we would then suggest a quarter of the people on this call are going to get value from this straight away. And that's people who, of course, are on their call, they're pretty motivated and probably sophisticated understanders of the situation. What's prevented you from asking someone to pronounce a name correctly? Well, no surprise to see that 30% is about how people would act. And again, 30% didn't think it was important enough to raise. So again, if we're looking at this as a quite sophisticated group, how does that then go down into organizations? How does it happen at early stages of careers? What messages are we sending culturally to the people who join us that their name is not important? Okay, so finally, what would give us confidence? It's around senior leadership. So no surprise there, and having someone speak up and correct them. So those are the two most important, most thought of solutions. Javed, it'd be a good idea for us to take over how, or have a conversation about how my name is can specifically give people value against those two requirements today.
So I think just to set the scene, what we'd like to do is just show a quick video. So if Nish or Claire can do that, please, that'd be great.
My name is Rihanna, and that is pronounced Rihanna phonetically. And the reason why I'm even saying that is because in the past, when people have got my name wrong, it can feel quite belittling, marginalising, and in all honesty, quite offensive because you've not actually bothered to figure out how to pronounce my name. So Race Equality Matters have devised a new campaign called My Name Is in order to help advance race equity, and this is a very simple solution that everyone can adopt in order to make the effort in pronunciations in people's names. There is so much value and power behind a person's name, so why not get it right? So my name is Rihanna.
Hi, my name's Fazana Hakim. It's a Persian name. Fazana means knight or warrior. Hakim means doctor. As a child, as I grew up, every year at school I would dread the register at the beginning of the year because the teacher wouldn't be able to pronounce my name, which was very, very embarrassing, and I grew to hate my name. My family always called me Fuzz, and then when I got to uni that got turned into Faz, and that is now what I'm called most of the time. I don't mind it, but I do like people to know what my real name is. It's easy now to say. If you can say banana, you can say Fazana. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sarah Cesari. I am a Support and Development Officer at Connected Voice. So my mum named me Sarah after her great grandmother. The name Sarah is a Hebrew one meaning princess. My mum was aware that we may be moving to the west from Iran, so she tried to give me a name that was easier to pronounce than most other Iranian names. So usually my name gets mispronounced as Sarah or Zara. I've even been called Sahara. My surname is also often mispronounced. So my surname comes from the borough in Tehran that my family originates from, Chizar, so I'm a Chizari. During my graduation, my name was mispronounced so badly that I didn't realise it was my turn to go up. This was quite an embarrassing moment for me. I don't really like correcting people, and the more it goes on, the harder it is to correct and break people out of the habit. So when my name is pronounced properly and someone takes the time to learn it, this means the world to me because I feel included and my heritage feels accepted. Since the My Name Is campaign, I've felt more confident in correcting people, and I appreciate all my colleagues who have taken the time to say it properly. It really means a lot to me.
My name is Kamika, and often I've been called Kameka, and if individuals cannot pronounce my name, they call me Mika or Cam. I think it's important the organization gets the pronunciation of your name correctly. Hence, I believe #MyNameIs in spelling your name phonetically is a positive impact that this will have on loads of individuals, loads of leaders in organization, especially at first stages interview. And if you have your name spelled phonetically on your CV or on email chain communications, it will be so much easier to build that rapport with that person instead of starting from a mistake. Coming from an HR professional, it is very important to pronounce someone's name from the start of an interview, etc. So instead of embarrassing oneself and ask how you pronounce your name, if the phonetic spelling of your name is therein on your CV, it makes it so much different. For instance, my name phonetically is spelled Kameka or Kameeka with a emphasis on the E, so Kamika, and then put it together, Kamika. How simple and easy is that? This is just going to blow the world because it's so much easier to address people or individual with their identity, because it's important that we maintain our identity and our culture in the way that it was given to us. My name is Kamika.
So 4 people just sharing their kind of like stories and the impact of it. A quote here: "A person's name is the greatest connection to their own identity and individuality. Some might say it's the most important in the word in the world to that person. It's a sign of courtesy when we remember someone's name after meeting them. We feel respected and more important." These are the words of Joyce E.A. Russell, an organizational psychologist and leadership expert who's featured in Forbes and the Washington Post. Next slide, please. Organizations say they want to be inclusive, welcoming, and to treat everyone with respect. However, imagine if people got your name wrong constantly. How would that make you feel? At a recent event, 73% of respondents from more than 100 organizations said they had their names mispronounced. I think today it was close to 70% again. Mispronouncing someone's name is upsetting. It makes people feel disrespected, not valued or important, and that they don't belong. It doesn't allow the person to be their true self. And all organizations say, we want to encourage you to bring your whole self to work. Our names are a fundamental part of who we are as a person. The names that are given to us, your colleagues, clients, stakeholders, are typically agonized over by our parents. They are a part of our identities. It is who we are as individuals. For many, it is also connected to family culture, heritage, and history. It has a meaning. So when pronounced incorrectly, it does change that meaning. Many parents may be afraid of how it will affect us for the rest of our lives. I think Sarah touched upon that. However, our names are often stripped away from us through different life stages, whether it's when we go to school for the first time or nursery, go to college or get our first job. Across different communities and cultures, we can all pronounce names differently. We can often get it wrong, sometimes innocently, and sometimes we're just lazy. it is also a microaggression. Many of us will not correct the person getting it wrong, but the person getting it wrong is sending a message that you are minimal, you're not important in this environment. So why should I take the time and my effort to learn your name to get it right? Just want to share 4 examples of names that people could get wrong. So, let's just all have a go to ourselves, or maybe write phonetically down of how you would say these names. So if we can all have a go. What tends to happen is we pronounce the name incorrectly, and the individual is then known by that new name. We give a nickname, whether the individual likes it or not, or shorten it. The individual is given a surrogate name to make things easier. I know an Abdullah who's actually called Jeff, or we simply just don't say their name. What does this do to demonstrate the inclusive culture of your organization? How does it make your colleagues feel? Can they really bring their whole self to work? We've seen the importance and the fantastic increase in the numbers of people, including their pronouns, the he, him, she, her, etc., on social media and their emails. It's brilliant. Can we build on this opportunity of inclusivity? Absolutely, we can. Through our latest solution, My Name Is, it's a simple but highly impactful solution to ensure everyone throughout our organizations and beyond get names correct. We need to use phonetics. So going back to the other ones, as we just saw, and I know the actress, Tandy Way Newton, she said, I've claimed my name back. It was Hollywood-wise, so I can't say it, Hollywood-wise. I won't try that one again. And etc. And then we've got, Bijal, could be read as Bijal, but Bijul is how it's correctly pronounced. And then Patel, and she put as in well. Amar Frifa Chi, who's a fantastic supporter of us, and had great conversation with her in the importance of this campaign. And then the final name then, Not Quinn. So if you're introducing these team, or they were on your committee and you were calling the names out, how many of these would we get right or wrong? So let's normalize it, and we can do that exactly there. So before we move on, I'd like to test a little something. So please, can we all go into the chat and write our phonetic spellings of our names down? I think you should have your names on the screen already. So if you just phonetically write your spelling, and let's just have a look at each other's. Brilliant. So as you can see, some fantastic responses there. If you look at some names there, I'm sure a number will get right, and then others we might have got wrong, but by now we know how to correctly pronounce that person's name. So imagine the difference it would make if, when someone joins your organization or as a client, and you ask them how their names are pronounced phonetically. So from day one or your first meeting, they can be who they really are. You'd have inclusion at the outset, and actually their mindset will be in the positive as opposed to the defensive. How many of our organizations really do that? I'd love to do a poll on that, but maybe we won't get any votes. This is also not exclusively for those within your organization. It can be used when you meet clients, supply chain representatives, or when you host a meeting with external stakeholders. Take it to your children's schools or back into the community, the groups that you work in, or volunteering. So this is a rally cry for your organization to be one of the first 1,000 to implement My Name Is by Race Equality Week 2022. It's the first Monday of every February. Next slide, please. Before we introduce you to Transport for Wales, we'd like to share one person's story. So if we could just share the video, that'd be fantastic. Thank you.
Hi, my full name is Ine Victor Olawumi Garrick. Ine means my own, and Olawumi means I desire wealth. My father is from Edo State, whilst my mum's from Bayelsa State, both in the southwest of Nigeria, so I'm Nigerian by birth. I came to Cardiff back in September 2009 to study for a master's degree in health, safety and environmental management at what is now the University of South Wales. I started using Victor as my first name due to the barriers I faced whilst applying for jobs after university. I never seemed to get past the first application stages, even though on paper I had all the necessary requirements for at least an interview. In addition, the few calls I had, because the recruiters had an issue saying my first name correctly with comments like your name is difficult or hard to pronounce, I always felt I was on the back foot and sensed some unconscious bias The moment I changed to my middle name Victor on my CV, within a week I had multiple calls for interviews. Coincidence? I think not. There is a personal story attached to my name. It bears a special significance to me, and especially to my mother, who raised me single-handedly, hence the meaning my own. There are a lot of things in my name. It shows my lineage, culture, pride, and dignity. Colleagues can support the Race Equality Matters My Name Is campaign by promoting the use of phonetic spelling in your email signature, just like the Pronoun Initiative, which enables people to respect gender identity. Here are some other tips on how you can support your colleagues and the My Name Is campaign. Ask the person to pronounce your name and actively listen. Rather than try to say a name you're unfamiliar with, ask the person how to pronounce it. Don't make it a big deal. Once you've heard the correct pronunciation, thank them and move on. Don't focus on how unfamiliar you are with your name. Observe and practice. Make an effort to hear how someone pronounces your name to other people, even if you've heard it before. Check first if you're introducing them in a public forum. Clarify again. If you meet someone again after a while, it's fine to check how you should pronounce their name. Do something when you realize you've been mispronouncing it. Apologize when you get it wrong as soon as you realize. Be an ally. If you hear someone mispronouncing a colleague's name when they're not around, step in and correct them gently. Don't be arrogant or flippant. Don't say, "I'll never get it right," or not listen when you are corrected. Be brave, be part of the solution.
So if you, a huge welcome to Ine, Celia and Rachel, if you can unmute yourselves, please. Celia Enyoko Haniford is Head of Internal Comms at Transport for Wales. Rachel Holbrook is the Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Partner. And Ine Victor Garrick is, I apologise, who is a Safety Officer at Transport for Wales. So thank you so much for joining us and being one of the first organisations to implement My Name Is and sharing such a powerful video. We're excited to hear a bit more about it. So if I go to Celia and Ine first, how did you hear about the campaign and what made you get involved in it? Celia?
Well, I actually heard about it through Ine. I had recently joined TFW's multicultural strand, and he was speaking to me about the campaign, and it really resonated with me. So we worked together on this video. I work in internal comms, so I'm all about sharing people's stories, and we just wanted something really authentic. It's really important for people to have their own voice, you know, see messaging in their own image, and so yeah, Ine really brought this to my attention.
So thank you. Ine, so how did you come across it and why did you want to get involved?
Well, first of all, I just want to say it's fantastic, you know, being able to speak to all of you this afternoon. I mean, I came across the campaign on Race Equality Matters website, actually. I was trying to plan for Black History Month and what we could do in the month of October. And a couple of months after I saw the campaign, and instantly it just like struck a chord with me. I said, "Oh, this is definitely something that I've experienced, that I identify with," and you know, instantly just started a chain of events and planning. Thankfully, Celia had a great vision that we could do a lot with the campaign, hence the video. So yeah, that's how I came across it on the Race Equality Matters website.
Thank you. And I guess everything we do is all about making an impact. You know, that's the heart of Race Equality Matters. So back to you, Ine, what impact has it had so far?
I mean, for me, first of all, one of the reasons we did it, or I wanted to do, was it was an opportunity to show strength and not vulnerability. I mean, for me, from a personal point of view, it's had a great impact on me personally. I personally feel like I've been reborn. I feel like I've claimed a part of myself that I've hidden away for quite a while. There's a lot of positive conversations in our organization now. People actually making an effort. I'm not expecting people to get it right first time, but I really appreciate the effort and people really, learning. But not just within our organization as well, outside the organization as well. I've had numerous conversations with different people, about this campaign and the impact it's had.
Brilliant, thank you. And Rachel, as the sort of DEI lead, what impact has it had so far from your point of view?
It's been a really positive impact, and I wholeheartedly thank Celia and Innie for putting this together for us, because we have a multicultural working group, and I feel that this enhances our race equality work that we're undertaking. And I've personally used the tips myself because it supports other types of areas which for myself personally, I've had I may have not had the confidence to ask in the past. And so I think it's important that this is actually a tool that we can have that open and honest conversation from the start. And it's really good that we were able to move from celebrating Inclusion Week into Black History Month with the great work that Celia and NA has put together. And this is going to springboard us now for our work in terms of we're looking at a race equality 365 plan for Transport for Wales over 2022.
Brilliant. And so picking up on that, and with My Name Is, what are your future plans with it? Because I know it's just a start.
So we're looking to add it into our signatures as we have new starters. So as our laptops are built, we will actually have it in our processes that we can put it into our signatures, but also as part of our induction. And we're looking to celebrate Race Equality Week so that we can help raise awareness and educate people that are already within our business, within our organisation, to adopt having it in having not having the line with the phonetic spelling in our signatures. We're also looking at how we can utilise being more inclusive regarding pronunciation and being able to bring your whole self to work in other ways as well, in terms of training and awareness, so for hiring managers. So there's an amount of work that's happening, and it's going to hopefully be the start of really good things to come as we grow as an organisation.
Thank you, very exciting, thank you. And Celia, your perspective of the plans for the future. You're mute, Celia.
Oh, that dreaded mute button. Sorry, everyone, it's a terrible cough, so I keep putting myself on mute. Yeah, as Rachel said, really, I think this is a fantastic springboard for us. As an organisation, we're not where we would want to be in terms of equality and diversity, I should say, but this is taking us a step closer to that. It's about opening up those conversations. And as Rachel said, for me, there is really something really important about that intersectionality. So when Ine brought this campaign to my attention, I've got a Nigerian surname, so I know what it's like to have my name mispronounced. But I've had, and I've heard the word used already today, other microaggressions. I've experienced other microaggressions in my life. So with my hair, a year ago, I had very straight hair. And because of the moment, which again, we've talked about on this call, I've grown my natural hair and come to accept that this is how I am and this is how I look. And so very much like Ine, he's gone on a journey and feels that now he can bring his whole self to the workplace. And I feel that I can do that. And it's great to be part of this campaign, which is, underpinning that as well.
Brilliant. So I'd like to give the final words to Ine. What impact do you want to see from My Name Is?
I mean, for me, the end of the video said about being brave. I'm sure a lot of people, on this call today have probably gone through, what I've gone through. I just want to encourage everyone, to be brave, to not hide yourself away, be who you are. Who you are is beautiful. You're authentic. you know, you're special as you are, and don't let anyone change you. And you know, it's highlighted so many positives, but at the same time, it's given me the strength and courage to speak on other issues as well. Because just as we've had positives, and I've also had some negatives about this campaign as well. I've had comments like someone say to me, "Oh, now that you've done this, do I need to take a knee now every time I see you now? See now, so you're now speaking out against, you know, issues." So, you know, it goes to highlight that, you know, it is an important message, and, you know, it is important that we all lend our voice, you know, to fighting for, you know, equality, you know, across our society. And I just want to encourage everyone to, you know, be authentic, be brave, you know, be who you are, and, you know, don't be afraid to speak up for what's right.
Brilliant. Perfectly summed up, and thank you, Nate. And I don't know if you may not hear it. There's lots of silent claps going on in a positive sense, Ine. So thank you. Thank you to all three of you for sharing your story, and you know, hopefully this is the spark of the future. If we can just go to the next slide. So, as we mentioned before, we urge you, all you here today, to be one of the first 1,000 organisations to implement this simple but effective solution. You've heard one story, and you've heard 4 stories at the very beginning of the difference it will make. So there should be no excuses. We will be featuring the early adopters, i.e. the first 100 organisations, as trailblazers on the Race Equality Matters website. So do let us know when you've done it, and we will feature your organisation. So obviously Transport for Wales are on there, okay, already. So to sum up, to get your organisation involved, first step is download the guide. There'll be a link on the chat and after this. It's quick and easy to read and provide you with the context and info to help you run it in your organisation. Then when committed, make your pledge, again on our website, to implement My Name Is. So you're pledging you're going to do it, which will give you access to the Proud to be Part of the Change logo. So if you can just, next slide, there it is. So basically your organisation can be doing this. It's not a pledge, this is when you've actually done it. So to Transport for Wales and some others will be able to have this on their website, on their comms, or on their email footers. And individually, you can use the icon, the social media icon. So, you know, hopefully during Race Equality Week and even beyond, we might see this on social media, so we can just see, you know, the movement is moving. Okay. There isn't an exact phonetic of our name. So, you know, there isn't a website. We've tried. You can Google, put your name in, it comes out exactly. So have a go. And the suggestion is, and run it past a few friends or colleagues to see if they can see it, get it right. You might need to tweak it along. If not, you know, and I think Ine said it's just to get people getting it closer to correct and not completely, you know, shortening it or giving you a new name. You can also use the sounds like as well. So in my case, I do say ja as in Japan, and ved rhymes with head. So Javed, that's as like that, because yeah, I struggle sometimes with the phonetic on that sort of side, but there's 2 ways of doing it. Then add it to your emails and other communication channels. So here's an example of people already live with it. So Hammersmith and Fulham Council, Connected Voice, Green Park, and myself. I've gone live, so I get that badge of honor, if you want to call it that, which you can all then access, but that's for the organization to sign up to it, etc. So I just want to, Connected Voice, I want to read a quote from them. They're in the audience today, so if we just go to the next slide, please. They've already implemented, and the feedback they've got, we encouraged everyone at Connected Voice to adopt My Name Is in their email signatures. Colleagues thought it was a great idea. Many now hear their names pronounced correctly in conversation, and some have said it has made them feel more confident to ask how to pronounce other people's names. I think Rachel touched upon that. Externally, we've already received positive feedback, and we hope that it makes our workplace and services feel more inclusive. So this impacts your organization, your colleagues internally, but also externally. So this is like, you know, action, not words. So thank you for that. And thank you for Amy McKee for helping with that. Okay, you can help further spread forward by sharing us with your videos. So I won't go through this, but the videos like you saw at the beginning, or even Ine's, let us know, at us on social media, and we will champion it for you. You know, let's get this out there. Next slide, please. So we're on the final leg now. So if we can just do a final poll, and then I'll hand you back to Raj to wrap up.
A big thank you for joining us all today. We have a couple of events that may be of interest coming up. The first is a 3-month countdown to Race Equality Week on the 22nd of November. If you can't make that, please do make sure that you have the week in your diary. And then it starts on the first Monday of February. So that is the 7th to 13th of February is Race Equality Week. Please do keep us informed of any activity your organisation is planning to run. We're looking for some spotlight organisations between now and that lead up, so we can work more closely with them. We also have a second in our series of Race Network Leaders and Future Leaders events on the 23rd. This is kindly sponsored by Auto Trader, and it features Dr. Carl George, MBE, from the Governance Forum and the Race Equality Code. We are also working with a commercial partner around a management development product that we'd like to give some access to those Race Equality Network leads, so it can be repurposed just to support that community. A huge thank you again to our partners and sponsors. As mentioned, we are not for profit, so if you'd like to help fund or explore sponsorship or marketing opportunities, please do get in touch with Javed. A huge thank you to our guests from Transport for Wales, Celia, Rachel and Ine. And I think the quality and simplicity and elegance of their message would have affected everybody on this call. So, I want to thank you for being so authentic around that. And finally, we look forward to hearing that your organisation is one of the first to implement My Name Is. Do keep us updated, as we would love to feature your organisation as trailblazers. I'm proud to say that Green Park is committed to play a key role in helping drive all of this. All of our own current and future staff will be going phonetic. We will share this crucial and important campaign to all of our Green Park customers, and we will encourage all of the trailblazers to adopt My Name Is in order to reach 1,000 target of organisations using this by Race Equality Week. So please do be one of those first 100. My name is Raj Tulsiani, and I hope you all have a fantastic afternoon. Thank you for your time.